It's a great honor to be here today. Punjab and India share a very strong relationship with UAE. The number of Punjabis living in Punjab, I think more than double of them live outside Punjab in other parts of the world. I don't think so there's a place in the world where Punjabis have not reached. And the way they have developed the nation, wherever they have been, we are proud of them. If you look at Canada now, 5 ministers in their government, union government, are from Punjab. And go to Australia, you go to New Zealand, and I think Dubai, 27% of the population of UAE, I think, is from India. India, the way it's growing, I think it's a future investment destination of the world. It's the fastest growing economy. And in India, we have states, you all may be aware of. Individual states compete with each other. They're like mini countries competing with each other to get and perform or outperform each other. And Punjab is one of the most, and I think is the most progressive state. It's the most progressive as well as prosperous state. Punjab constitutes about 1.5% of the land area of India, but we provide 60% of the food grains to the country. A small state providing 60% of the food grains to the country shows the nature of Punjabis. And within Punjab, over the last 9 years, we have tried to look at our weaknesses and try to find ways to solve our weaknesses. At this moment, we are one of the only states which are power surplus state. We are now trying to sell power to other states. We have the best infrastructure. We have been rated by Government of India as the best infrastructure state in the country. Dubai, I've seen, is a very good example of from desert to the most well-developed state. I've seen the progress taking place in the last 34 years. And the same way we try to take Punjab. We concentrated in the last 9 years on connecting Punjab to the rest of the world. We have been very successful. We have one airport in Amritsar, international airport, and the second international airport, Mohali. We started the inaugural flight yesterday to Sharjah, and 26th the flight to Dubai starting, then Singapore, and the world is going to connect to the rest of the world. I think it takes faster from Ludhiana to reach Dubai now, on the 26th, than to reach Delhi. And I was just discussing with the people there. I think the tourism is going to grow up many folds in Dubai because of this flight. Because Punjabis love to travel, and rather than now going to Goa or Bombay or any other place, I think it's cheaper to go to Dubai and spend a weekend and shop here. I was talking to some big companies in Delhi. There's a designer outlet where like you have it in the Dubai Mall, where the section is only for high-end retail. Similarly, there's one in Delhi. And I was talking to the people who own the shops. I asked them, where's your clientele from? They said, our clientele is from Ludhiana. They said, people come. First they come, they buy the Louis Vuitton, the big suitcase, put everything in that, and go back. He says, because consumerism is highest there. Punjabis love to earn and love to spend. Some people don't like to spend, but Punjabis love to spend. And that is why our consumerism is highest in our state. So keeping that in mind, if you look at all the 29 states, and if you look at this environment in all the states, I think there's no comparison between Punjab and the other states. Everyone will say that, but I have reasons to say that. We are the only state you'll never, ever, ever hear of labor problems. You never hear of a strike. I have one of the top industrialists sitting with me from our state. You'll never hear of a labor problem, never hear of a strike. Punjabis will complain to the owners to give them more time to work. Like instead of 8-hour shift, they'll like, oh, give us a 9, we'll work for 9 hours, give us more money. They want to work more. And keeping that in mind, and another thing, we are the power surplus, and most important than that, we at the moment today are the cheapest in power in the country. We are, if you compare with Maharashtra, we are nearly 50% of our rates are nearly 50% less than the power rates of states like Maharashtra, and I think even maybe 30-40% less than Gujarat and other states. And being surplus, I think that's the biggest advantage. Secondly, the most important thing, why people come to countries like Dubai, is ease of doing business and hassle-free, non-interference by government. That's the theme, or that's the agenda we started with. Normally, when you come to India, when you want to invest in India, and if you want to start today, you want to start a business, it will take you a few months because you have to go through 20 departments. Like you have to go to environment department, pollution department, town planning department, electric department. There are 20 departments, 23 departments. So one day, I was sitting with my team of officers and I was discussing, I said, people have to go to 23 departments. Why should they go to 23 departments? Why can't we create one department which has the powers of all 23 departments? So initially it was a very bizarre idea. Can you imagine taking power from 23 departments and the officers and putting in the hands of one person? Initially everyone thought it can't be done. I said, why not? And took a decision, passed a law, created one department known as Invest Punjab, where our slogan of the department is one office, one CEO, one email, and 1 month for all claims. You don't have to go to, you have to give just one application to my One Invest Punjab department. You can even email the application to them. And before 1 month, you'll get a letter from that department only, giving you clearance of everything. So you can just start your business within 1 month. And I think that has been so successful that Government of India has declared our state as the best state in doing ease of starting a new business last year, and similarly this position is going to be this year. And that is the biggest advantage we have. And because of that, in the last 2-3 years, we have more than 200 big companies investing in our state, and we have an investment of more than $10-20 billion has come into the industrial investment has come into our state. Secondly, we have been, because we are an agriculture state, we wanted to encourage processing of food, and keeping that in mind, we have declared our state as a tax-free state for food processing industry. No input tax, no output tax, complete in our state. So that is the biggest advantage. And if you look at UAE, you import a lot of your food stuff from all over the world. I think that is a very good destination to start processing and exporting from there. Thirdly, we are in a big way concentrating on IT sector. Now, we started late, But nevertheless, we are trying to make up in a very big way. Now top IT companies have moved into Mohali, and hopefully in another 2 to 3 years, we will be the biggest North India hub of IT sector, and that is going to be the biggest job creator for our state. All in other industries, we are giving a lot of incentives. I think my team of Invest Punjab, Mr. Tawari, he is the CEO of our Invest Punjab. I think after my father, he is the most powerful man. Because he has all the powers of all departments. I don't think so. My father also has power of all departments. I think he has power. So it's one signature, he can give you incentives worth billions and billions of rupees, as well as allow you to start work immediately. So keeping that in mind, we have got a good incentive policy, which Mr. Tawari will, I think, showcase to you after I sit down. Where if you look at it, our incentives are such that from the incentives your investment comes out on its own. You don't have to, the profits are separate of your company, but the incentives we are giving enables you to earn all your capital which you have put in over the next 7 to 8 years, which is a very attractive incentives we offer to our people who come and invest in our state. Keeping in mind tourism, I must congratulate His Highness, the ruler of Dubai and UAE, for making this region the tourism hub of the world. Tourism is one area, one industry which creates maximum jobs, maximum earnings, and the way India is growing and the way people are traveling in India has become one of the biggest clients of countries like Dubai, Singapore, all. Because I remember I went to Switzerland about 15 years back, and I went recently. Now, any corner of any tourist place in Switzerland, you'll have a Gujarati restaurant, Gujarati food, or Punjabi restaurant, and right on Mount Atlas, there is a Gujarati restaurant there. Because the Indian, you're looking at 1.2 billion people who have to travel. And when they travel, they spend. And the way things are happening now, Indians have started traveling a lot. Even internally, domestic tourism has become very big business within India also. Like the holy city of Amritsar receives maybe more than 2 lakh people a day as domestic tourists who come and visit the holy shrine and visit that place. So keeping that in mind, the connectivity with Sharjah and Dubai now, after that somewhere Abu Dhabi, is going to be a two-way benefit both for India as well as for UAE, because it will increase business potentials, increase tourism, and I think there will be a reverse flow of tourism also into India, and people from here who may not be thinking of going to India, since it's now 3 hours away, going to Punjab, I think it will become very easy for them to take decisions. So overall, if you look at it, India is the next place in the world with a more than 7% growth rate, and potentially the growth rate is going to go higher, maybe 8, 9, maybe double digit shortly. At that level of growth rate, there's no other country in the world who can compete with India, and especially the younger population. India has the youngest population in the world, and I think one of the biggest exports will be human resources. We have a very educated and a population, young population, which will be, I think, wherever in a few years from now, especially the European countries where the population growth is going down and their younger generation has really come down. So I think shortly we'll have Indians traveling to all these countries and working there. I was in Italy a few months back. The cheese, which Italian cheese, 90% of the cheese produced in Italy is produced by Punjabi farmers. They have taken over the complete cheese business in Italy. Complete. And 50% of now the bakery business in Italy has been taken over by the Punjabis. That's the level of entrepreneurship. I think the way Punjabis are going to Australia, New Zealand, after 20 years we may have the Prime Minister of Australia as Punjabi. Because we already have 5 cabinet ministers in Canadian cabinet, and I think the numbers will keep on increasing. There are actually more Punjabi cabinet ministers in Canadian government than Indian government. So that's the level of Punjabi entrepreneurship. I remember I was on a delegation with my honorable speaker to this place, Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. And since there is a saying कि Punjabi te आलू जिथे दुनिया जाओ मिलेंगे. So when I landed at the Mongolian airport, it was minus 20 degrees, 25 degrees. So my MPs who were with me from other states, from Bihar and others, they told me, "इत्थे वो कहावत नहीं चल रही कि पंजाबी ते सिख दे आलू हर जगह होंदे हैं." Because minus 25 degrees and it was freezing. So we entered there, and there everything is, they eat non-veg. They don't, nothing known as vegetarian there. They have horse meat, horse milk, and everything is meat. They're closest to vegetarian. When we asked them, like all of us are vegetarians. So we asked them, "Have you got anything vegetarian?" He said, "Yes, fish." For them, that is the closest to vegetarian. So after 2 days, we were all hungry because they didn't have anything except meat. So we told the ambassador, I said, "Sir, I think take us out from here, or either you give us Indian food, otherwise we are not staying here," because it was a 4-day, 5-day trip. So that in the evening, the ambassador called us for dinner, and he had prepared Indian food. So as I entered the ambassador's house, somebody called me, "Sat Sri Akal, Badal Sahab." I just looked around. There's a Sardar sitting there. I thought maybe he's part of a delegation or something, he's come from India. So I asked him, "When did you come from India?" He said, Then I called all the MPs. I said, like, "How is this true?" And that person, I asked him, "How did you reach Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia?" He said, "A travel agent, I paid a travel agent to take me to US. I don't know which flight he put me, landed in Mongolia." So he said, "When I landed in Mongolia, I couldn't go back, I was stuck." And so interpreting that person is, I said, "How did you survive? No language you can speak, you can't speak the local language, you can't do anything, and it's a complete different country, different ball game." He said, "I just came, landed, I was out in the street, and I met a girl, he married her, and then this is 2 years before I met him, when he came to this. It's not that long also." He said, "Then I looked around, and it was sign language, he survived with his wife for so long, and then he said, he opened an Indian restaurant, Taj Mahal, and it's doing phenomenal there, Taj Mahal. And all embassies from all countries converged there, and that's how his business started. Then he took a chef from Ludhiana there, and the business started. So that's what I'm saying. We are so entrepreneurial. We have so much entrepreneur skill. And world over, we are developing those countries. And Punjab obviously is producing such entrepreneurs. And the land of Punjab produces entrepreneurs. So that's the place why I come here. That's the place to be there. Now I've seen a lot of people, the way India is developing. A lot of people are shifting back from their respective countries of destination back to India. I was recently in Faridkot, in my constituency, and I went to a village, and there was an NRI house I went to. He shifted with his complete family from Canada back here. He said, now the opportunities in India are better than opportunities available in the rest of the world. These people, everyone left India at the time when these developed countries were developing. That was a land of opportunities. Today, India is a land of opportunities because we are developing. Growth rates of all developed countries is 0%. Here is 8 to 10, 11% is going to go up. So that's the destination. And I must tell you, next 10 years are going to be the right time to be in India. Because the potential is so high. Look at 1.2 billion population. You can sell anything what you produce. The biggest market in the world is India. You don't need to actually look at rest of the world. I was in Europe and I was telling the company there, I was saying the complete population of Europe, add population of Russia and a couple of other countries is only the market, middle class market of India. So keeping all that in mind, so I'm here today, I'm showcasing my state. All the chief ministers keep on coming and we all compete with each other. I think that's the best thing which has happened to India. All governments are competing. They want to beat each other. And when you want to beat each other, obviously you try to upgrade your facilities, your incentives. And that is one thing which is very positive what has happened to India. And the way things are going, I think the next few years, India is the place. And in India, Punjab is the place. Thank you very much.